Hi, my name's Marina, and I wanted to just come in to give you a short video about stretching, showing you some stretches that I personally do myself, and combining those with positive mindset. And that positive mindset is really just to help you set your goals maybe more effectively and help you get over the egoic challenges that might come up once we've started on a new path, taking new action, making new choices. I'm not a qualified fitness expert. I don't have any qualifications, but I have been working out for a long, long time. So I am very much aware of how to move my body and the stretches that I do to help me kind of keep flexible, be open, and also maintain good health and good fitness. So this is not going to be very energetic. This can be done either, in the evening or in the morning, whatever it's going to work best for you. So what I would like you to do, first of all, is just to close your eyes, and you can sit cross-legged or you can sit with your legs out the front, whatever feels best for you. I prefer sitting cross-legged, so this is the position that I will take. So I'm just kind of going to straighten my back, and I just want you to close your eyes, and this is really just about taking deep breaths and connecting with the breath. And this is a very easy way, quick way to bring our stress levels down and to calm the mind and the body. So just closing your eyes, just take a deep breath in and then release. And I'm breathing in through my nose, and at the moment I'm breathing out through my mouth. Take another deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Just allow the shoulders to drop. Another deep breath in and then release. And we're just going to do one more breath actually. Deep breath in and release. And just keep your eyes closed and just notice the changes just by doing a little bit of breathing. What changes have actually happened now for you? Just with your heart rate, with your mind, and just your general relaxation of your body. And if you want to just stay here for a little bit longer and do more deep breathing, then pause the video. But what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to our first stretch. And this is the simple stretch of just stretching out the side. So what we're going to do is take our arm up and we're just going to stretch over. And the first element of the positive mindset is opening up, being open. And this is being open to change. So really we just need to think about how open are we and how do we deal with change when it comes. So we just swap sides. So do you deal with change kind of in a positive way, or does it bring up a lot of fear? Do you not like change? And that's something just to ask yourself. How do you deal with change? How open are you to change? Because with transformation there has to be change. So we need to be at a point where we come to accept that we have to be open in some way to change for it to actually happen. Okay, so we're just going to do one more stretch this side. And what we're doing is we're just opening up the sides here and just stretching out the arms, stretching out the ribs all along this side, and maybe the hip flexor as well. Okay, so what I would like you to now do is just hunch your shoulders up. Keep all of this just relaxed though, and push the shoulders down and back. You can breathe in when your shoulders go up and breathe out as they come down. And just give me 2 more of these. Breathing in and release. Breathing in and release. Okay, so now we're going to stretch out the legs, and again we're going to come over, and again this is about opening up. We're opening our body and we're trying to open our mind to change. Change doesn't need to be feared, but we have to be open for that change to come in. We have to make space for change to come in. And if we're aware that change will occur, and if we're open to that and we make space for it, then it's easier to accept. And it's easier to accept that change if we're aware that it could be uncomfortable. So the more open we're to that, more aware that that's how that change might occur, then we're going to be more accepting of when it actually happens. So just one more time this side. So we're just stretching open the sides again. And then I just want you to cross your legs again or have them outstretched. And what we're going to do is we're just going to clasp the arms behind, and we're going to give ourselves a chest stretch. So we're opening up the chest, we're opening up, we're making space. And this is what we're doing in our life, we're making space. So is there anything that you can release to make more space for what it is you would like? So what I would like you to do is just to outstretch the arms behind you and gently tilt the head back. And what you're doing here is that you're just opening up the chest. And then relax, and then we'll do that one more time. Just be careful not to take your head too far back on that particular move. Okay, so that is us opening up, we're making space for the new, for the change to come in. So have a think about how you accept change. How open are you to accepting change? And if you feel that there's resistance there, then look at ways to first of all, what that resistance is and why that resistance is there, and then ways to remove that. And through exercise and meditation, that is a great way to remove that resistance. Okay, so now we're going to go into flexibility. How flexible are you for that change to come in? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a cat-cow. This is a yoga position. So if I just move further back. So what I'd like you to do is breathe in and arch your back. And you can keep your eyes closed here. And then on the out breath, I want you to lift your head and drop your belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So I'm just going to move around to the front. So what we're also going to do is we're going to just sit back onto our heels and outstretch your arms. And we're just going into child's pose. And we're just stretching forward and putting our heads to the ground if possible. And just take lots 3 deep breaths. And then come up onto all fours. And you can see from the front position that I've got my hands under my shoulders and my knees under my hips. And we're just going to do the cat-cow again. So how flexible are you to change? So if you're a planner and an organiser and you like to have everything planned to the minute detail, and then things don't go to plan, how do you react to that change? Does it really knock your confidence? Do you become very self-judgy? Do you berate yourself? So this is learning to become more flexible, like we're doing with these poses here. We are being flexible. So allowing yourself to be more flexible and know that things will not go to plan. Even though we've set our goals and we might have everything figured out to the minute detail, there will be something that doesn't go to plan. So it's just knowing that you are flexible, you can be flexible, and just having that awareness and that knowingness will help you deal with whatever situation doesn't go to plan. I'm just going to go back into child's pose again. And stretch your arms forward. If you walk your hands forward, you get more of a stretch. Just take 3 deep breaths for me here. Okay. So how flexible are you? So we've talked about being open and making space for change. We're now talking about being flexible. And when things don't go to plan, how we deal with that. So we just do a couple more cat-cows. So breathing in, stretch up, breathe out, drop your belly and lift your head. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so we're now going to go into a hip flexor stretch. So this is when we bring our leg forward and we're allowing this part to stretch here, and the hands, you can either do your hands here. I find it more comfortable to have my hands here, but you can do either, and just go to the level that is appropriate for you. So you don't need to stretch as much as I'm doing here. And the next mindset piece that we're going to think about, and this particular pose may even bring this up, and that is fear. How do you deal with fear? Because there is going to be fear. There's going to be that egoic resistance to when you're either planning your goals or actually making the new choices, the new action towards your goals. So what I'm asking you to do here is just stretch forward, just go gently, and just do nice relaxed breathing. So how do you deal with fear? Does fear put you off from actually starting and making any attempts to, create any change in your life? Does it put you off? Does it cause procrastination? Or do you find that you do make a start? So you just swap legs for me. You do make a start, but then something comes up or you talk yourself out of it and then you stop. And then you never quite fall back into the routine of doing it again. So it could be the fear of actually doing it that puts you off, or you make a start and then something comes along that feels uncomfortable, and then you stop doing that new action. So that's just one of a couple of the ways that fear could affect you. But how does that egoic resistance come up for you? And fear is very much one of those things that can happen. Thinking that you can't actually do it, and then you don't actually try it. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is to go back into this hip flexor stretch, and then just straighten this leg out, and we're just going to do a hamstring stretch here. And if you want to flex your foot for a deeper stretch, please do. Now if you want to hold on, if you're kind of here and you just want to push your bottom back forward and your hips forward for the stretch, that's fine. Or you can move your chest further to the leg. So how does fear, how does egoic resistance affect your goals, your goal setting and your goal achieving? That is the thing to think about, and what you can do to overcome that. Now, persistence, being consistent, is the way to combat fear. And obviously feeling uncomfortable is again an awareness and part of the course of transformation. So you are going to feel icky and uncomfortable at times, and that is just part and parcel of, if you want to make positive changes, that is just part of the process. It's not easy, otherwise we would be transforming really, really, really easily, but it doesn't happen like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to go into a back stretch. So this is, now you can do it in two ways. You can do it on your forearms, and this is a sphinx pose, or you can go into cobra. So if I just do that from the side, I'm doing it like this, but you can do it here. And you're just looking forward, and I want you to close your eyes here and just take 3 deep breaths. And then when you've done that, I'd like you to come up into a downward dog. So if I move forward, and you can paddle your feet, or you can just stay still. And what you're doing here is you're pushing on the heel of your hands. Your hands are in line with your shoulders, and you're pushing your hips into the air. And you don't have to straighten your legs. The legs can be bent. You just go at whatever level is right for you. And then we drop into our knees, and we are stretching back out into that sphinx pose or cobra, whatever is best for you. So how does fear affect you? Really think about that, and what resistance comes up for you, and how you've dealt with it in the past. Once you bring awareness to that and you know what your patterns are and your behaviours, you can change it. Okay. So what I would like you to do now is just hang for me. And we're just going to rock from side to side. So if I move forward. So after fear, what we also just need to think about is keeping it simple. So if we do come across fear, we can go back to just the things that we know that, for instance, with nutrition, are going to be simple. So we know that water, I'm just going to drop forward again for me, we know that water is good for us. We know that eating healthy foods, things that have just been picked, dug, or have been killed, so not processed foods, that is keeping it simple. We know that exercising is good for us. Being out in nature, walking, meditating, all of the positive mindset things that we can do are good for us. So if we start to overthink what we want to do and it gets too complicated, we're going to get stressed out. So that is not what we want for us. We don't want to get stressed because that's not going to help us achieve our goals. You just do some shoulder rolls for me here. Okay, and what I would like you to do now is do a quad stretch. So what we're doing is we're just holding onto the back of the foot and we're bringing the knees together, and if you need to hold on to something then please do. And just hold the foot wherever is comfortable for you, and what I would like you to do is just push the hip forward slightly, and then that brings a greater stretch in the knee. Sorry, not in the leg, in the thigh. So we've talked about being open and being flexible, making space, being flexible to change and things not going to plan. We've talked about fear. We're talking about keeping it simple. So keeping everything that you're doing simple, keep your goals simple. Go back to the basics. What is it that you want for your goal? Don't overthink it. As long as it's kind of, I guess, working towards, you know, you being a better person, or being with people that bring out the best in you, being with people that are aligned to your goals, having the support of the people that are wanting the same goals or wanting you to achieve your goals. That's the type of environment, that's what this kind of support and the alignment that you need in terms of keeping it simple and having that support. Okay, so what we want to also do is just release. So we want to release all negativity, we want to release inconsistency, and we want to release any egoic resistance that might come up. So we're just going to stretch up and then just stretch your arms over. We're just going to release now. Keep your eyes closed if you wish. And stretch to this side. Stretch your arms. So what you do is bring your arm across. And just hold on to the arm, pull it in towards you. This will just stretch out your shoulder. So we're just releasing any tension. That you might be feeling. Take the arms up. Stretch as much as you can up towards the ceiling. And then sparkle. Okay, and then if you just want to finish off with some deep breathing and just releasing any negative thoughts, any self-sabotage, you know, I can't do this, this isn't good for me, I'm not strong enough. Just know that you are strong enough. You do have that mental strength. You've shown up today, you've done this stretching, you're on this program, you've invested in yourself, so you clearly want change. You can do this. It's about consistency, it's about being persistent, it's having that strength. It's always going back to strength. And if you need to remember or tap into one time in your life where you needed to have strength. So for some of us it could be, you know, going through childbirth. That took a lot of mental, physical, emotional strength. If you've been through a challenge or a experience like that, then always tap into that and know that you do have the strength, and it's that strength and that willpower that will keep you on track. Motivation is great, but motivation can kind of come and go, whereas your inner strength and tapping into the energy of that is what will keep you on track. Keeping it simple, being flexible, being open to change. All of these will help with you achieving your goals. Okay, so let's just breathe it out and let's just release. Okay, so we are strong. Breathe in, breathe out. I am strong. I am confident. I can easily and effortlessly achieve my goals. I've got this. I am a goddess. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that mindful, positive stretching set. Please leave your comments or your questions in the group, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.